Good Erev Shabbos, everyone, as we learn the Mishna Yomis for Erev Shabbos Kodesh, Erev Shabbos Bereshis. And before I start, I want to remind everybody, get into the saddle and start being Mavasedra. Just do it. Marichan lo yama v'shnoisa. What could be better than that? The Baal Chavetz Chaim says it's a good way to acquire Yiras Shamayim. It's the right thing to do. It says in the Gemara, Chayev Adam, Chayev Adam. You want to be a mensch? Chayev Adam la'ashim parshiyos v'metzibah shnayim mikra v'echad targum. So just start doing it. Hamasel b'mitzvah, imru lo ligmar, and yidrech shadam reitza l'leches, me'lichan oisei. So just do it. We're dedicated by the Fisher family, the Nishmas Basi Bas Rabbi Shlomo ben Abraham Alevi, Perel Bas Ruvain, and Neshama should have an Aliyah, Neshamas, and we are also the Nishmas Yaakov Moshe ben Zev, for Shalem Efel Yom Moshe ben Chayesar, for the Schus of Avram ben Yom ben Shmem Ap Yudis and family, by the Klugman family, for their Zuchus and Parnas B'Revach B'Kavod, for my Shver Vigdraya ben Rivka, for Meir ben Chayesara, also for all the Yidden that were harmed in Eretz Yisrael. They should have a refuah. The hostages should be recovered. The brave soldiers should be safe, both men and women. And Klal Yisrael should be freed of the terror and get back to normal living with gesund safety from all of these monsters. We're learning Mishnah Beis and Mishnah Gimel. There was two karbanos, an oilas re'iyah and a shalmei chagiga. Beishamai since the oila goes kula la Hashem, that's why it's called oila, it goes all up to Hashem. Therefore, you should spend more money on that. So the oilas re'iyah shtei kesef, two ma'a kesef, while the chagiga, which is eaten by people mostly, that's a ma'a kesef, only a ma'a. Beisil says the opposite. Beisil Aimrim Hore'iyah, since it's not eaten more kesef, but the Chagiga has to be shared by the Kohanim, the Bailam, and some to Hashem, that should be a bigger carbon, that should be shtei kesef, 2 silver more. Mishnah Gimel tells us, Oilois b'moyed, ba'is min achulin. An oila, which is a voluntary oila, could only be brought on Cholamoid. It cannot be brought on Yom Tov. Those that are obligated, the Oilas Re'iyah, which is an obligation, that could be brought on Yom Tov as well. And the Oilas, since there's nothing in it for people to eat, you can't use money of Ma'aser Sheni, because Ma'aser Sheni has to be to eat. So therefore they could only be Ba'is Menachulin. V'ashlamim, but Shlamim, since people get to eat from it, both the Koyanim and the Bailam, that could be brought in a Ma'aser from Ma'aser Sheni. But these are only Shlamim that are not obligatory. Of course, if they're obligatory, something that's a Davish B'chayva, ain't a Ba Elam and Achulin. And therefore, right away, the Gemara says, Yom Tov Rishon Shel Pesach. On the first day of Pesach, or any other Yom Tov, any chagiga that you bring, Beishamai Aimim and Achulin, because since the Shalmei chagiga is obligatory, you could only bring it for money of Chulin. Now that means if you have a lot of guests and you bring more than one Shalmei chagiga, even though the second and the third ones are not obligatory, Beishamai says by nature the chagiga is an obligatory carbon, and therefore even the extra ones could only come from Chulin. Beisil says the first one has to come from Chulin, but if you have more guests and you bring more Shalmei chagiga, that they should also be able to eat the Shalmei simcha, because it's a special simcha to eat basar kachim, that could come in a ma'aser. The first one from Chulin. Now, the reason why it says Yom Tov Rishon Shel Pesach and it doesn't say just Yom Tov is because on Pesach there was also a pre-Pesach chagiga brought in case the Korban Pesach is supposed to be nechal ala soiva. It has to be eaten to make you full. Now, if you have a lot of guests, so then they each get only a kazayis, they won't be full. So they brought a chagigas yudalid, which is not obligatory, because if you don't have a lot of guests, you don't need to bring it. That chagiga, everybody agrees, could be brought for money of Ma'aser Sheni. We want to thank you all for joining us. remind you that if you want to sponsor Noyach, 718-916-3100. We're looking for new sponsors, 718-916-3100, RMMWSI at AOL.com. To sponsor the Noyach Shivas 360, to be a postal sponsor, is $540. To sponsor regular DAF is $180, or a Mishna Yomis. 718-916-3100, RMMWSI at AOL.com. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful Shabbos.